Hey, what's going on? Josh here from the DeFi guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to show you how to make $400 per day, or specifically how I make $400 per day in a very low risk project. This is where kind of my bread and butter is at with these types of projects, right? You'll notice on my channel, I've got high risk stuff, I've got medium risk stuff, and I've got very, very low risk stuff. And this would be considered to be something that's very, very low risk. Usually when you see returns that are promised in a very, like high returns that are promised in a very short amount of time, you're going to kind of understand and know that those are going to be higher risk. And so what I like to do is I like to bankroll those higher risk projects into more long-term projects, such as this project known as emp.money, specifically the detonator. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how you can earn back 365%. I'm going to show you why this is a lot different than something like drip, and it's even more sustainable potentially long term. So if you're looking forward to the content within this video, as always, go ahead, drop the video like, subscribe to the channel, because I'm uploading different passive income ideas when it comes to crypto and strategies, letting you guys know first about these projects before they really hit mainstream. So if you like that idea, again, subscribe, tick the bell icon, drop the video like, and also I'm going to be asking a question during this video, and if you answer it in the comments, you'll be entered to win $100 in crypto, and I'll select a winner in the next 24 to 48 hours. But again, you got to make sure you've liked the video, you subscribe, you tick the bell icon, and you answer that question at some point in this video. That way I'll know you're also paying attention. So this is very, very straightforward. I would encourage you to check out the white paper, which I will post below in the description, but I'm going to give you kind of a quick summary on how this works. So what you want to do, step number one, is you want to create what's called an LP token. An LP token is basically two different currencies, two different tokens that are combined to create one. Now, what you can face, though, is what's called impermanent loss. And so depending on what price point you purchased at and what the price of the tokens do respectively, whether they go up, down, that will dictate the overall price of your LP token. So let's say we have two LP tokens and they're weighted 50-50 in terms of US dollars. You want to make sure that they're the same amount in terms of US dollars on each side. So in this case, we'd buy 50% EMP, 50% Ethereum. And let's say we buy, I think the current price of Ethereum is right around $25.82, which is actually a great, not financial advice, but this is a great entry point right now. The market is down. It was up a little bit today, and then it just dipped back down. We're down 1.85%, but I think this is a great entry point to get into projects just like this, so you don't face that impermanent loss. Now, you can YouTube or Google what is impermanent loss, and there's tons of resources and videos that explain to you exactly what it is. But essentially, let's say we buy Ethereum at $25.77, and we also go ahead and we buy the EMP token at 62 cents. Now understand that EMP is pegged to Ethereum, which means when the price of Ethereum goes up, the price of EMP goes up, right? So what we want to do is we want to obviously dollar cost average. Best case scenario, we want to do our best to buy at the bottom, right? Or buy at a low point, not necessarily the bottom, right? Because we might never see a bottom. We want to buy at the lowest point. So any dips that happen, I'm dollar cost averaging in. So if I've got $10,000, I might take 4 or 5 of it and buy in right now, and then maybe wait until it goes back down even more, maybe to 2,200 or 2,300, and DCA back into there. So then my average, if I bought at 2,500, 2,300, my average is right around 2,400, right? So I could put a couple extra thousand at 2,300, and if it goes down to 2,000, I could put the rest in at 2,000, and then I'll average out to right around 2,200 to 2,300. And that's just a quick example without doing too much math, right? And so what we want to do is, again, we want to buy 50% EMP and 50% Ethereum. So, and dollar cost average into both of those. So again, looking at the price of Ethereum and dollar cost averaging into that. And then looking at the price of EMP, you can see that it's gone down to right around 61, 62 cents. And again, as the price of Ethereum falls, the price of EMP will fall. So we got a nice dip going on right now, which is a great time to get in. When I got in last time, EMP was right around 62 cents and Ethereum was right around 25 to 2600. So, and that was about, I want to say, a week ago. And we're right exactly where I bought in and decided to, put my funds inside of the detonator right here. So the detonator, the way that it works is you create your LP token, right? And again, you can DCA into it, dollar cost average into it. So maybe you would create, $5,000, $4,000, $3,000 worth of the LP token here, depending on what your, allocated investment is overall. Again, we'll use a $10,000 example. So maybe we put in, $4,000 or $5,000 right now. Maybe it's $3,000. We wait and see if there's another dip. If it dips down even more, both of these prices of each of these coins respectively, we'll buy a few thousand more, so on and so forth. We dollar cost average in, right? So don't take your whole allocated investment and put it in all at once. I mean, you could do that. That's a risk you're willing to take, because it is possible that we might rebound from here too as well. But dollar cost averaging is always the best way to go. So you buy a little bit over time, put it in the detonator here, and just understand you cannot take out your principal, you can only take out interest. Now the detonator was released about a week and a half ago, and I'm not taking any profits whatsoever yet. All I'm doing is I'm just simply compounding. Now as you compound, you add to your deposits. And then on top of that, as the price of this LP token raises, in other words, the price of EMP goes up, the price of Ethereum goes up, then your overall deposit goes up. So right now, I actually put in about $40,000 in all transparency, and I've claimed about $10,000. So at the moment, I've realized minus $800 roughly, right? But this is at the current price of EMP and Ethereum. So when this goes back up, everything that I've claimed here, all that compounding is going to be realized along with the raise in price in EMP and Ethereum. And that's where this gets really, really exciting. So when this thing gets back to, Ethereum gets back to right around 4,000, for example, my deposit is going to double. And then on top of that, let's say this happens 2 months from now. Let's say I've compounded over the next 2 months. That's going to be added to this deposit. And I'll be earning 1% per day off of that new balance, which is pretty impressive. So we could actually call it, if this doubles, right, we could call it 2% per day off of 40,000 in this case. So you have to see the bigger picture of how these work. These are long-term sustainable plans. Now, every time you claim, 20% goes back in tax into the contract of what you're claiming to help sustain the contract long-term. Okay, where compounding, that doesn't happen. Now, compounding, there is a small fee that does go into the contract, just like what would happen with drip. The taxes are a little bit higher here, but it's going to be more sustainable long term. Now, another cool feature is the biggest deposit of every single day gets the largest depositor funds. So you can see there's total deposited right here, total claimed, largest prize, and largest deposit is all listed right here. So the largest depositor is going to get funds, and also a random compounder, somebody that's compounding into the contract, is going to get this lottery prize right here. So we just had a member of our group a couple days ago win the lottery prize of $16,000 that was added to their deposit. So this is really, really cool the way that it works. You got your daily largest depositor that wins money, and you got the daily random depositor that wins money as well. So let me go ahead and show you exactly how this works. I'm going to go ahead and switch to just another account here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect to this here, and you can click on connect in the top right hand corner right here. Make sure you're on the Binance Smart Chain. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to click on approve EMP ETH LP. Just go ahead and click on that. And then a window is going to pop up that looks something like this. You're just going to go ahead and click on confirm. Okay. You're going to go ahead and confirm, and you're going to give this just a few seconds. While that's happening, what we want to do is we want to buy EMP and Ethereum. So again, using an example, let's say we got $5,000. We're going to buy 2,500 worth of EMP. So we're just going to click on buy EMP. And then we're going to select whatever coin we want to convert into EMP. It might be BNB, BUSD, it might be USDT, whatever it is, we'll select that. $2,500. We'll purchase EMP. Go ahead and confirm it here. Of course, I don't have a sufficient USDT balance. It's just for example purposes. But I go ahead and approve that, confirm it, convert over to EMP. And then all I would do is switch from EMP to Ethereum. And then boom. See Ethereum pop up, put another $2,500 in and convert that into Ethereum as well. So now we've got $5,000 roughly, 2,500 in Ethereum and 2,500 in EMP. Then what we're going to do is we're going to jump back over and we're going to go back to the actual detonator. We're going to scroll down. We're going to click on EMP ETH and you're going to see add liquidity. And we're just going to click on max here or max here. So you're going to see a button that says max under Ethereum and EMP. Click each of those buttons. You don't have to click both of them. But what I'm saying is click one first. And if you click the correct one that is evenly weighted, because you might have a little extra ETH than you do EMP, or you might have a little extra EMP than you do ETH. That's why I always just click max on both of them. And when you click max on whichever one is going to go ahead and allow you to supply liquidity, you'll just go ahead and click on supply. Okay. So what I essentially do is I'm like, okay, I'm going to click on max on EMP. And if the supply button shows up, I'll click on supply. If it says insufficient, then I'll just go ahead over here on Ethereum and click on max. And then as long as the supply button pops up, which it should, if it didn't on EMP, you go ahead and supply the liquidity, go ahead and confirm in your MetaMask, and then you can just jump back over here. And guess what you can do now? You can click on the deposit button and you can click on max here to deposit all your EMP ETH LPs. Just remember, when you deposit, you cannot withdraw. It is in there to provide liquidity, which helps raise the price of EMP and overall, and it just helps the protocol. And it helps other parts of the protocol, such as the boardroom and the farm. We don't need to be talking about that today. That's not something you need to worry about whatsoever. What we want to do is show you exactly how you can get staked in the detonator so you can start compounding and earn that 1% per day. So the strategy is right now, especially, and I'll continue to do updates on the YouTube channel, is to continue to compound at least once or twice per day. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you compound at the end of this 24-hour daily draw cycle, okay? Because essentially what happens is the people that don't compound around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay, or exactly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you have not claimed or compounded, your rewards will go back into the contract, okay? And it will be used as prize money here. So you want to make sure that you claim, I would say at least 10 minutes to 5 minutes before, or even you could do it 30 seconds if you really want to time it that closely, before that 24-hour period is up. So we just started a brand new 24-hour period. I'm going to go ahead and claim in the morning. I'm sorry, not claim. I'm going to compound in the morning, and I'm going to compound before that 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is also 12 o'clock a.m. UTC. Okay, so I'm compounding twice a day right now. It really depends on how many rewards you have. I'll typically wake up with right around $400 to $500 in rewards, so I'll compound that. That's enough rewards to compound. You might have a little less. So you might just compound once a day before 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just make sure you do it at least, 5 to 10 minutes before 7 Eastern. Okay, so that's really how it works. So I'm going to just be compounding for the next 1 to 2 months, and we'll kind of see where we're at from there. And we'll see where the price of Ethereum is at. So this $400 a day can turn into 800, 1,200, 2,000 very, very quickly. And the goal is I'd like to hit 3,000 a day, right? That's $1 million in a year with this. So there's going to be a link below. Go ahead, click that link. That's the only official link to the detonator. My question is, where do you think Ethereum is going to be a month from now, 4 weeks from now, 3/23/2022? My prediction is we'll be back right around $4,000 in Ethereum. That is my prediction. If you let me know your prediction in the comments below, you'll be entered to win that $100. But also you got to make sure you've liked the video, you subscribe to the channel, and you've ticked that bell icon. So I'm excited for everybody that decides to jump into the detonator. Of course, as always, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Do your own research. Go through the documents, go through the white paper. I'll supply that below. And in the next video, we'll talk more about the farms in the boardroom, but you do not want to know about that quite yet, or else you would probably be overwhelmed. I think this is good enough for today. Okay, go ahead, click the link below in the description to get access to the official detonator on the emp.money website. Again, avoid just entering the address manually, as there's phishing sites out there in case you accidentally enter in the wrong website address. That's why I include it below. We don't want your crypto being stolen, okay? So the devs are doxed. These are great developers. AJ is one of our partners in crime with EMP. They got a great team. And yes, if you're wondering in the comments, are they willing to come out here and do an AMA? Show themselves? Yes, very much so. They are willing to do that. That's why I trust in this project long term. That's why I'm putting my money where my mouth is. That's why I put 40 grand into this thing. So hope you guys got value from this, and check out the resource section below. If you also want to be informed about projects before I even release them to the YouTube channel, you could check out our DeFi Mastermind. I'll include a link to that below as well. Thank you so much, you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.